Any other business for this committee?
And I don't know if it's appropriate here or appropriate in the board meeting, but I'd rather discuss it here because we're not going to do it.
We need to kind of maybe, in light of this new marijuana policy and stuff, look at some of our procedures and zoning applications so that we
Welcome to the June 3rd, 2019 Frankfort Village Board meeting. We call this meeting to order, and we ask our village administrator, Rob Pisha, to take the roll, please.
Mayor Holland.
Here.
Trustee Borelli.
Here.
Trustee Clavio.
Here.
Trustee Farina.
Here.
Trustee Ogle.
Here.
Trustee Trevarthen.
Here.
Trustee Petro is absent. No village clerk. Attorney Lamore.
Here.
I'm here. Village Administrator Pisha. Assistant Administrator Cook.
Here.
Police Chief Barica.
Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The next item on our agenda is what we call the unanimous consent agenda. All items on the unanimous consent agenda will be voted on after a single motion. If one of the trustees wants to discuss one of the items in more detail, we'll just remove that item from the consent agenda. So I first ask, do any of the trustees want to remove any items from the consent agenda? I wouldn't think so this evening because there aren't very many items. So then I would entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I'll do that, Mr. Mayor. I'll second.
We have a motion by Trustee Trevarthen and a second by Trustee Ogle. We do want the people here in the boardroom tonight and the people at home on the television or on the internet to know something about the items that we're passing or failing to pass, I suppose. It could happen. So we'll discuss each one of them just briefly. And the first one is the approval of the minutes from our last meeting on May 20th, a very routine item. And the second one is the approval of the bills, and we'll go to Trustee Borelli for a report on those.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The bills tonight total $876,880.02. One item that I want to highlight, it's our yearly payment for our general liability and workers' comp. We participate in a risk management cooperative known as SWARM, or the Southwest Agency for Risk Management. And that payment totals $325,147. So that's a big chunk of the bills tonight. That's all I have, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Adam, and believe it or not, those are the only two items on the consent agenda this evening. So with that, is there anyone in the audience who wanted to comment on either one of those items before we vote on them? Hearing nothing, we have a motion and a second. We'll go to our village administrator, Rob Pisha, for the vote.
Trustee Borelli.
Yes.
Trustee Clavio.
Yes.
Trustee Farina.
Yes.
Trustee Ogle.
Yes.
Trustee Trevarthen.
Yes.
Motion carries.
I told you it'd be pretty quick tonight, see? So the next item on our agenda is the mayor's report. And the first item on the mayor's report is Hickory Creek 8th grader named state champion and a proclamation. So Katie, if you would join me up at the podium, and you can bring your family if you want, or that's up to you and up to them. We have to get close to the microphone here because that's how you can hear on the television. And we do see that we have a good camera person. Isn't that appropriate? Well, congratulations. Now, here's what this proclamation says. This is really exciting, what Katie's been able to do. It says, whereas on May 17 and 18, 2019, members of the Hickory Creek Middle School track and field team competed in the Illinois Elementary School Association, IESA, Class 8AA state track meet at the East Side Center in East Peoria, Illinois. And whereas 8th grade team member Katie Stewart competed in the girls discus throw competition, and whereas Katie's outstanding discus throw of 124 feet, 9 inches, captured the girls' state championship title. Whereas this remarkable accomplishment is her second state discus championship and a school record for Hickory Creek Middle School, and whereas this talented Tiger student athlete is proof that hard work, dedication, and perseverance are keys to success. Whereas head coach Mitch Stein, athletic director Jennifer Rogers, principal Will Seidelman, superintendent Dr. Morazzini, and the faculty and student body of Hickory Creek Middle School are justly proud of Katie Stewart and the entire Hickory Creek Middle School track and field team for a great season. Now, therefore, the good people of the village of Frankfort recognize Katie Stewart with a proclamation honoring her outstanding achievement in winning the 2019 Illinois Elementary School Association Girls Class 8 AA State Track and Field Championship in discus. Congratulations. So Katie, did you want to say anything? Okay, that's fine. Well, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
One picture with Mayor Helen.
Sure,
Images.
sure.
So
Well, we got- There you go. You did well. Next item on the mayor's report is Cruising Frankfort season begins June 6th. That's this Thursday. Every Thursday in downtown Frankfort, 5 o'clock to 8 o'clock, are cruise nights. And if you have never been to one, they certainly are fun to go to. Lots of different collector cars, lots of people from Frankfort participating, but also people bring cars from all over the Chicagoland area. It's a big cruise night on beautiful evenings. There are a lot of cars out there. Art on the Green event is scheduled for June 9th. Now, that's this weekend, too. It's on Sunday, and it coincides with the country market. It goes on from 9 o'clock to 3 o'clock, and as I understand it, I think there are 30-something artists who are going to display works there. It's an outdoor event, so it'll be quite fun. There'll be live music and art activities for children. Movies on the Green kicks off on June 11th, so that's just that's going to be the week after. The first of the 3 movies on the Green events is on Tuesday, June 11th. It's The Little Mermaid. The movie begins at 8:30 on Brighart Green. Knights of Columbus will pop and distribute popcorn. It's at no charge, so what a deal. In case of bad weather, a rain date is 1 week from the original movie date. If it rains on the rain date, then we move into Founders Center at 140 Oak Street. I think that's new this year, so that's exciting too. Fridays on the Green event starts June 14th. Now, these again are fun. These are at 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock. They're sponsored by the Library District, and they're for some of our youngest children. There's entertainment appropriate for age, say, 2 to 5 or 6. I don't know about that. I think that's about right. And I love it. I enjoy them. Anything for the 2 to 6-year-olds is great for me as far as I'm concerned, and they really are kind of fun. The Fishing Derby is coming up on June 15th. So it clearly is summertime in Frankfort. We've got lots of activities going on. The Fishing Derby is for children 3 to 12. Registration is usually done in advance because sometimes it's sold out. There's only so much space to fish around that pond. And so if you want to make sure your child can fish at the fishing derby, just go to the Village Administration Building and you can sign up. It's another very fun event. The bait is provided. You do need to bring a pole, and it's fun. I've been to that for many years, but they won't let me fish because I'm too old. Concerts on the Green begins on June 16th also. And the first band is Our Gang, that's Motown and Rhythm and Blues. For a list of the featured performers, you can find them under frankfortchamber.com. Chamber of Commerce does sponsor these concerts on the Green. They start at 6:30 on Sunday evenings all through the summer. And I don't know how long they've been going on, but it's been, I know it's over 25 years, and it's been a long time. And they've always been very popular in our community. Annual Beautification Award nominations are due by June 30th. If you have a neighbor who's been out working on that yard and they've really done a nice job and made our whole community look better because of those efforts, we want to recognize them. Just let us know. You can call the village, you can send us a note, you can stop by the administration building. We want to recognize people with a certificate and a plaque if they're doing something to really make our community look better. And that goes for industrial businesses and all kinds of businesses, retail, anyone. And kind of an interesting comment, that the Old Plank Road Trail has been included in the Great American Railed Trail route. This is a cross-country bicycle route that right through the middle of Frankfort were included in it. And these are people who are serious bike riders, of course, who challenge themselves to ride all the way across the United States. When they look at their official maps and such, it will say you should go on the Old Plank Road Trail through the village of Frankfort. And, of course, the country market, the summer market has begun at the country market. It goes from 9 to 2, and it certainly was busy yesterday. So that concludes the mayor's report, and with that, we'll go to our police chief, John Barica, for the police department report.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'd just like to let people know that on Wednesday, June 5th, between 10:30 and 11, the torch run will be coming through Frankfort. That's for the Special Olympics, the kickoff to the Special Olympics. So that will come all the way from Orland through Tinley, Mokina, and through Frankfort. So there will be some temporary road closures. So if you're traveling on Wednesday, you may want to avoid 45 between those hours. After that, it's just a rolling roadblock and it'll be open, but it's the kickoff for the Special Olympics. I'd also like to congratulate our Citizens Police Academy graduates. Last week we had their graduation after their 10 weeks going through the academy. They enjoyed it, and I'd also like to thank Sergeant Bender, who is our liaison, who helps run the CPA. She did a great job. They really enjoyed it. And then, of course, I would like to remind people to lock their cars, take their key fobs inside, and make sure you put your garage doors down at night. The burglars are still in the area. We did have a couple cars over the weekend that got hit, but they've been all over the south suburbs as well as the north suburbs. So I think we're slowing them down, but we haven't stopped them yet, so continue to lock your doors. That's all I have.
Thank you, John. And now for the village administrator's report, we go to our village administrator, Rob Pisha.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. First off, I want to congratulate Katie Stewart on her accomplishment of winning a state championship. Again, as we've seen, I think Frankfort has a lot of talented athletes, and we've been blessed to have them participating in our school system. And once again, great job by her, and we know that it's a family event to have a state champion and all the time that goes into it, and just want to congratulate her and the school on quite an accomplishment. Also, just want to remind people that the weather has been kind of playing havoc with our scheduling. We have fallen behind with the replacements of the trees right now. It's really more of the fact that they can't get them out of the tree farms to be able to plant them because the fields are so wet. So they're hoping that they'll still get them in sometime next week. We just have to hope that the fields dry out a little bit to get it done. And also St. Francis Road is still delayed a little bit, again, because it is weather delay. So we still believe that we'll be done this construction season with most of the work. but they're still running a little bit behind. I should have an update at the next meeting. Should be looking for a road closure. Again, St. Francis Road will go down to one lane, be a signalized intersection for pretty much the whole part of the reconstruction. That's it, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, thanks, Rob. And we go to our village attorney, Hannah Lamore, for the village attorney's report.
No report tonight, Mr. Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you, Hannah. That brings us to the part of our business that we call other business. And this evening, we'll start with Trustee Clavio.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just to echo what Village Administrator said, congratulations to Katie and her family, and the overwhelming number of students and teams that come out of this area and these school districts that provide excellent, and it's not just athletics, you know, their grades are good too, but we don't really talk about that part. They have to have good grades to participate in the athletics, and they monitor that and they keep track of it. So we really are fortunate with the families here in Frankfort and the academics here in Frankfort. That's all I have, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, John. And we go to Trustee Trevarthen.
I sure hope you love to cut grass this spring. You have plenty of it. I hope your lawnmower blades are sharp. You got plenty of work to do with that. Don't trim your shrubs until after they're done flowering, and that's a prime time for that. And with that, have a good summer and watch out for too much fertilizer with all the rain. That's all I have. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dick. Trustee Farina.
Thank you, Mayor Holland. I just want to congratulate Katie Stewart for her state's championship. I also want to remind residents that downtown businesses are open on Thursday evenings till 8. If you're looking for a gift or something, remember them. And also I want to acknowledge the 75th anniversary of D-Day, which is June 6th, and the Allied invasion in Normandy. And I thank the men and the women back home for their sacrifice for our country. Thank you.
Thank you, Margaret. And Trustee Ogle.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd also like to congratulate Katie. Again, we have these tremendous athletes and academics that are coming out of Frankfort, and just very impressed. We're very proud of all of you. Some time ago, I watched a TED presentation by this woman named Rita Pearson with IE. She's an educator, and one of the main focuses, you don't have to agree with everything that she had to say, but about being a champion for children, and that you really need that. And with Father's Day coming up, is a very important day. And our next board meeting will be after Father's Day, so I just wanted to recognize the fathers. One of my favorite quotes was from Mark Twain. It's about the two most important days in your life, the day that you're born and the day that you figure out why you were born. So happy Father's Day to all of our residents here in Frankfort, and that's all I have tonight, Mayor.
Well, thank you, Keith. And Trustee Borelli.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Again, I want to say congratulations to Katie and Mom and Dad, the coaches. I hope Hickory Creek's working on an expansion project for that trophy case, because they just keep winning. So that's wonderful. And I just wanted to say, listen to the mayor's report, and there's just so much to do here. Living in Frankfort during the summertime, it's the best. There's no other place I'd rather be. Every day there's something to do, and I hope our residents take advantage of all the activities that are going on this summer. That's all I have, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Adam. And that brings us to the part of our meeting we call public comments. Is there anyone in the audience who wanted to speak to the village board tonight? Hearing none, at this time we're going to adjourn to executive session for interviews for selection of the village clerk position. And that's under 5 ILCS 120/2C3. So I would entertain a motion to that effect.
So moved.
We have a motion by Trustee Trevarthen and a second by Trustee Farina. Any discussion? And we'll go to our village administrator, Rob Pisha, for the vote.
Trustee Borelli.
Yes.
Trustee Clavio.
Yes.
Trustee Farina.
Yes.
Trustee Ogle.
Yes.
Trustee Trevarthen.
Yes.
Motion carries.
At this time, we are going to adjourn to executive session for interviews for the selection of village clerk, and under 5 ILCS 120/2C3.